It is with great honor and pleasure that I welcome here today the Secretary of State for Defense of the United Kingdom, Mr. Michael Fallon. I would like to first congratulate him on his well-deserved reappointment at such a vital ministry of a country that plays a key role in our region and more widely in the international arena. A country with which we have substantially upgraded our defense cooperation over the last year. Following the signing of the bilateral military cooperation program last February, during the first ever official visit of a Cypriot Minister of Defense in the UK, we had the opportunity today to assess the progress achieved and to define the framework for the next steps. The partnership that we're building step by step is based on common principles and common concerns at the same time about the future of the region. It's our common belief that new threats and security challenges like terrorism, maritime security, search and rescue, energy security, immigration crisis require common action. And this necessitates common training, planning, and joint exercises that will allow us to enhance our capacity to more effectively contribute to regional security, stability, and peace. Our meeting takes place at a time when the ongoing crisis in Syria and the Middle East, asymmetric threats in general, the danger of proliferation of weapons of mass destruction, bear a direct impact not only on the region, but on the security of Europe and the entire world. We live in an era where external and internal security are increasingly interconnected. The consequences of increased geopolitical instability in our region are exported in the form of brutal terrorist acts within European cities and with an unprecedented immigration flow deriving from the ongoing humanitarian crisis in the zones of war and deprivation. In light of the above, I had the opportunity to underline the initiatives undertaken by the Republic of Cyprus, by the government of Cyprus, in this volatile region towards promoting regional security and cooperation with countries like Israel, Egypt, and others. I stressed the need to promote partnerships with countries and governments that remain committed in the fight against terrorism, respect of international treaties, and countries that maintain predictable policies, policies that promote stability and avoid tensions. I also reiterated our vision for a mutual beneficial cooperation between all countries in the region, transforming the Eastern Mediterranean from a zone of conflict and instability to a region of prosperity and growth, taking advantage of the enormous energy potentials and bringing to an end long-lasting conflicts and problems. Finally, I had the opportunity to brief my counterpart on the latest developments on the Cyprus issue and to reiterate the unwavering commitment of President Anastasiadis for a solution that will end the anachronism of the occupation and division of a member country of the European Union. I would like to thank Secretary Fallon for this cooperation, for his personal interest and contribution towards the enhanced, mutually beneficial relationship that we're building. A relationship that will be strengthened in the forthcoming period through the appointment of a defense attaché in London and the attendance of, for the first time, following the invitation of Secretary Fallon, of a Cypriot officer in the Royal College of Defense Studies. Let me add here that the sovereign decision of the British people to exit the EU will not cause any harm to our relationship, which will continue to develop on the same track. Once again, dear Secretary, I would like to warmly thank you. Allow me to say that your visit today constitutes another steps towards this track of strengthening and enhancing our cooperation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I am delighted to be back in the Republic of Cyprus again. As ever, I've received a very warm welcome, and Minister Fokiadis and I have held constructive talks. First, we reflected on the strength of our relationship. In February, I hosted the first ever visit to the United Kingdom by a Republic of Cyprus Defence Minister as we unveiled a new programme of defence cooperation. Today, we reviewed our progress across a range of areas: maritime security, air defence, equipment capability, procurement assistance, information gathering, and counter-terrorism training. The next item on our agenda was our collaboration against Daesh, a further example of the vitality of our defence and security relationship. Cyprus, the Republic of Cyprus, has a key role to play in the counter-Daesh coalition, clamping down on foreign fighters, providing essential aid to those caught up in this terrible conflict, and also providing essential support for UK operations. Since the beginning of this year, Royal Air Force pilots have flown nearly 3,000 missions, conducted nearly 1,000 strikes in Iraq and Syria, and provided a huge amount of overall reconnaissance and intelligence gathering for the coalition. The RAF has not operated at this sustained operational tempo in a single theatre of conflict for a quarter of a century, and without the cooperation of the Republic of Cyprus, we would not be able to sustain that level of activity. Crucially, our campaign, in which both our countries are committed, is now delivering success. Daesh has lost more than 40% of its territory. It has been driven from Ramadi, from Hit, and most recently from Fallujah in Iraq, while Syrian democratic forces have retaken the key supply route of al-Shaddadi. Daesh is losing land, losing money, and losing the fight. And Britain is determined to keep pulling out all the stops in this fight against evil, because defeating Daesh will make all of our streets safer. Our final point of discussion was about Britain leaving the European Union but not abandoning European security. We are stepping up, not stepping back. We are accelerating our efforts to defeat Daesh. We are upping our commitment to countering illegal migration into Europe. We are building on our partnership with the Republic of Cyprus. Our nations face shared threats in diversity, in multiplicity, and in size. And in the coming months, we will be demonstrating our cooperation in new ways. As the Minister has said, we welcome the first Cypriot officer to the Royal College of Defence Studies. We participate in joint exercises, especially in search and rescue, and we will continue to contribute our aircraft to meet humanitarian challenges like the recent wildfires in the Troodos Mountains. And as the Republic begins to transform its armed forces, as it begins to modernise its security strategy, Britain will be standing by, ready to offer any advice that is needed after publishing our own Strategic Defence and Security Review last year. Meanwhile, all Cypriots living and working on the bases should be reassured that they have nothing to fear from Brexit. We are determined to find ways to ensure that it won't affect either their work or their residence. So this is a partnership, in conclusion, that we can be proud of. Our goal today has been to make sure that even in the most challenging times, this partnership continues to go from strength to strength.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.